Good morning, my loves. Happy Monday. It is 74 right now. High today's 94. It is bright out there. Wow. We are discussing recognizing disrespect and what to do when somebody disrespects you. I think the word disrespect is used very loosely anymore. When somebody bumps into you at the grocery store, they're not necessarily disrespecting you. Maybe they didn't see you. Maybe they have really bad vision. Maybe maybe it is intentional. But all you have to do is say, excuse me, and keep going. You don't need to call them out. You don't need to start a big deal over it, okay? So pick your battles, even when we're dealing with respect and disrespect, okay? You have to be able to acknowledge disrespect. You have to be able to respect yourself enough to not tolerate disrespect. And that's a biggie. That is big. So many people, men and women, will tolerate disrespect, especially in relationships, because they feel they can't do any better than the person they're with, and they're willing to put up with anything. They put up with it in the workplace because they need the job, they love the job, and they just suck it up and deal with it, and they're miserable being in a toxic work environment. Stop. You don't have to tolerate that. If somebody came in your house and trashed it, would you tolerate it? I asked somebody that the other day, and they said, well, I guess it depends on who it is. I don't think so. I don't care who the hell it is. You come in my place, you disrespect me, you disrespect my house, you disrespect my cat. We got a problem. Absolutely. I don't tolerate that. I have a good friend. He used to come visit all the time, and not a fan of cats. Okay. Said, well, if I come visit, why don't you just lock the cat in another room for a few days? I got a better idea. Why don't you not visit me anymore? That was the end of that. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to disrespect my cat. No, I'm not going to lock my cat in a room just because you don't like it. Get over yourself. No. I hear from people all the time about issues about respect. Somebody will come visit their home. The kids are jumping on sofas. They break the sofa. Parents don't want to pay for it. It's just a sofa. I don't care. I don't care if you got it at a garage sale. I don't care if it's Ethan Allen and you spent $5,000 on it. You break it, you're paying for it. You're paying for a new one, or you're paying for it to be repaired. Absolutely. And if that ends the friendship, it wasn't much of a friendship. A friend will never, under any circumstance, hurt you, embarrass you, humiliate you, make you cry. Break something and then say, well, a friend won't do that. A friend, an honest to God friend, will have your back. They break something and it's, oh my God, let me fix that. Let's get it fixed. Let's research, let's call, let's do something. Absolutely. But you have to stand up for yourself. You have to recognize that you are worthy of respect. You have to respect yourself more than you like them. For a lot of people, that's really hard. I deal with a lot of families dealing with domestic violence, and it's heartbreaking. Because, talk about total disrespect and dysfunction. Men are victims of family violence too. Men and women. You talk about domestic violence, family violence, and people automatically assume it's men abusing women. And honey, it's not. Because women abuse men just as much. It's just that a lot of men don't speak about it. But it's there. I promise you, it's there. They push them, they shove them, they go through their phone, they go through their wallet, whatever. No. If you trust somebody, you're going to respect them. You're not going to go through their phone and their wallet. If you have a suspicion, you have a problem, the trust is broken, the relationship's over, you don't have a need to go through anything. If you don't trust them, there you go. That's enough right there to end the relationship. You don't have to prove your point, because if you're suspicious of somebody, nothing is ever going to satisfy that itch. You could go through their phone, find everything, and you're going to keep wanting to dig for more. So, my opinion, if you don't trust somebody, if you have suspicions, you have doubts, you feel the trust is broken, that's it. That's it. It's a crack in the glass. It's not going to fix. Get out. That's it. tell them, you know, I have doubts about you. I have suspicions. You know, I think you're cheating. I think you're talking to somebody, whatever. I think we need to end things. Absolutely. You don't have to prove your point. You don't have to start digging to prove a point. Too many people do that. Take the high road and say, you know, no. Because once the trust is broken, the relationship is over. Because that trust can never be totally rebuilt, because you're always going to have that doubt in your mind. Just think about that. But in domestic violence, people are hit, kicked, slapped, shoved, punched, bitten. Things are thrown at them. Holes are punched in walls. Kids are hit. Animals are abused. Okay, somebody that loves you isn't going to do that. That is total disrespect in so many ways. And never let them tell you, you made me do it. You pushed me to do that. It's a them thing, baby. It's not a you thing. No. No one deserves to be abused. Physically, mentally, emotionally, sexually, financially. No. No, 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 no. You never deserve abuse. You never deserve disrespect. If it happens once, it will happen again. You will hear the, I'm sorry, I had a bad day, I didn't mean for it to happen. Hear them out. Just let them talk and then say, okay, bye. We're done. That's it. They might, cry, scream, beg. Don't care. It's over. One time is one time too many. Never again. Do not raise your children to think that abuse and disrespect is the norm. You don't want your child growing up thinking it's okay for somebody to hit them, to kick them, to slap them, to punch a hole in the wall, to abuse them, to abuse the dog, the cat, the gopher, whatever. No. No. It's not okay. Respect yourself more than you like the other person. If you have a friend, and I see this happen when I go to get my hair done. I see this happen all the time. If two friends go in and one's getting their hair done and they look goofy, somebody say, oh, I want to take a picture and put it on social media. Why would you do that? Why would you want to humiliate and embarrass a friend? A friend doesn't do that. A friend does not disrespect another friend. Now, a narcissist will do that. A reactive abuser will do that. A bully will do that. They will intentionally want to, embarrass and humiliate somebody. That's not respect. That is total disrespect. That person is not a friend. Somebody is hitting on whoever you're married to or you're dating. Oh, that's just them? Yeah, not anymore. Not around me. I don't think so. You can call them on and say, hey, knock it off. Oh, I'm just playing around. Not around here. Leave. And if that's just who they are, well, don't invite them to the party. If you know they're going to be at a function and you're invited, don't go. Don't tolerate disrespect. Now, I will say, when somebody is disrespecting you, do not allow it to become, a physical altercation. That is just stupid. Because that's what they want, so that then they can be the victim because you can't take a joke. No. This is when you recognize the disrespect. You recognize what is going on and you walk away. Because a narcissist, a reactive abuser, a bully, somebody disrespecting you, they want the reaction. They're begging for the reaction so that they can flip the script and make themselves the victim and you the bad guy. Or, there's always the or, they just continue to walk all over you and treat you like a doormat. No. Nope. Pay attention to your relationships. A friend, a real friend, you guys can agree to disagree on things. That's fine. They will always be respectful. They will always be kind. They may not like, your thought process on something, but they're supportive because they're your friend. And that's fine. But they will never hurt you, abuse you, use you, manipulate you, embarrass you, humiliate you, or disrespect you in any way. They will always have your back and defend you, especially when you're not around and somebody's speaking poorly of you. They will have your back. That's a friend. Recognize disrespect and don't tolerate it, because you're worthy of decent friends. You're worthy of a safe workplace, a safe home life, a safe social environment. You just have to learn to enforce your boundaries. Self-respect, dignity, and strong personal boundaries. No means no. Don't put up with it. If that means somebody's disrespecting you at work, walk away, go back to your office, your cubicle, or whatever. And if somebody says, well, why did you leave? I'm not putting up with that crap. I don't appreciate being around that person. It's, no, don't think so. If it's a work thing and somebody is harassing you at work, disrespecting you at work, write it down. Send a note to HR and your manager. Print it out, keep it for your personal file, but keep a journal of every act of disrespect. Whether they're touching you inappropriately, saying things inappropriately, starting rumors, whatever it is, write it down. Date, time, place, witnesses, and what was said. Because you never know if it's a toxic work environment that is against the law. And you never know when you're going to need all of that information for litigation. So just keep that in mind. People that are setting you up to fail, sabotaging your work, stealing your work, write it down. Date, time, place, witnesses, and what happened. And you don't have to broadcast that you're doing this. Keep it to yourself, but always write it down. Recognize disrespect. Recognize your self-worth, because you are worthy of respect and happiness at home, at work, in social environments. Safe, happy, healthy environments, my love. You are worthy.